Hello friends, Namaste and welcome to your own channel Storage Infra. I am Amit Sethi, and before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any update on the upcoming session on IBM infrastructure and SAN technologies. In today's session, we got something exciting lined up for all storage professionals. Now we will be working hands-on with an IBM AIX operating system along with IBM FlashSystem using the Fibre Channel protocol. So here is a list of items that you will learn today. How to identify the WWPNs, worldwide port numbers on IBM AIX Host operating system. How to create a host object on IBM FlashSystem using the GUI. How to create a volume and how to provision a volume. And then finally, how to discover these volumes on IBM AIX operating system and create a file system on them. So if you are looking to sharpen your skills on IBM FlashSystem using real-world use cases, live examples, then you are at the right place. Let's dive in. Starting from the jump server, first connect to the IBM FlashSystem using the provided admin credentials. The flash system is accessible. Now let's open a PuTTY session and connect to the AIX host using the root credentials from the lab environment. In production, avoid using the root to login. Instead, use your assigned user to login. Once logged in, let's run lscfg to view the system configuration. Let's issue the cfg-mgr command to refresh the fiber channel ports and initiate login to the switch. Once cfg-mgr completes, run the lsdev-cc adapter to list all adapters. Let's run lsdev command again with pipe grep fcs to display only the available fiber channel adapters, for example FCS0 and FCS1. -i FCS. PCM path query device command will show IBM LUNs, but here we will see there is no output because currently there are no LUNs allocated from IBM storage to this host. Let's run PCM path query WWPN to find the host WWPNs. In AIX, we can also run lscfg for both the FCS adapters and find the host HBAWPN. Let's note down both the WWPNs from the PCM path query WWPN command. We will use these to define the AIX host in IBM FlashSystem. Once we noted down the WWPNs, let's switch to the IBM FlashSystem GUI. Navigate to the host under host section from the left panel. Click add host to define the AIX host. Specify the host name. I'll use amit-host-AIX for this demo. Leave fiber channel selected as host connection option and select the WWPNs from the drop down menu one by one for the AIX host port. Select generic as host type and keep IO group as all. Click add. Observe the background CLI command svc task mkhost, review and then close the confirmation. Let's now move on to the volume creation and mapping. Navigate to the volumes under volume section from the left panel, click create volumes. Select the SAS pool from the drop down menu. Set quantity as 2 volumes, each of 6 GB capacity. Name them as Amit-volume-AIX1 and then AIX2. Capacity saving select as none and leave the IO group to automatic. Again, review the mkvdisk command generated for both the volumes. Click continue. Select the host we just created and click Next to proceed with mapping. Select both the volumes, map, and observe mkvdisk hostmap command generated in the background. Click Close after you review this. We map 2 volumes, but we need only 1 volume on the AIX server. Now let's clean up the mapping. Navigate to Host under Host section. This section will list all hosts. Right click on the AIX host, choose Modify Volume Mapping, select Amit-Vol AIX2 and remove its mapping. Observe the background command for volume unmapping. This action has only removed the volume still exists. We will now rename the unmapped volume to Amit-Vinay to use it later for a Windows host. Navigate to Volumes page, right click the volume and choose Rename. Now let's switch back to the AIX host session. We have provisioned one disk of 6 GB from IBM FlashSystem to this IBM AIX host. Run cfg-mgr, run lsdev-cc disk to list available disk. Disks are listed as HDisk 0, HDisk 1. FC2145 in the description represent the IBM FlashSystem disk. Run lsattr-el disk 1 to list effective attributes of HDisk 1. Observe the unique ID number 600507680. This represents IBM FlashSystem volume ID. Use grep with the same command to filter the output for unique ID. PCM path query device list the IBM devices. Observe the serial number, disk name, disk type, and vendor details in the command. lscfg-vpl for device name will also confirm the disk serial number. You can also run lsattr command with grep to filter the unique serial number. This shows there are multiple ways to validate or find the disk serial number. The disk is still not in use and thus all paths are coming in closed state. Now let's create a volume group using the mkvg command from the provision disk HDisk1. Use IBM AIX command mkvg-y for the name and the disk. PCM path query device now shows the state is open after the mkvg is executed on the disk, showing you the old state of the disk where the select count is 0 and the state is also closed. After VG creation, this state has changed to open with increase in the select count for the disk. Right now it shows the select count is 0 for all 4 paths and the disk is in closed state. Let's go back to the current status. After we have executed mkvg, the select count is increased and the state is open. Now let's create a file system using crfs command. -v is for the file system type, which is extended general file system. -g is for the volume group that we just created in the previous command using mkvg. -a is to specify attributes. -m is to create the mount point directory. -p is for permissions. With extended general file systems can have internal or external log file. Inline is for the internal logging. So we will use log name is equal to inline, that specifies log file is internal to the file system. This command creates the file system of 256 MB, which is 524288 blocks. The logical volume is currently in closed state. It cannot accept any read or write from user. You will need to mount the file system in order to use it. Observe the select count in the PCM path query device. The select count has increased because of the I/O happening on these paths. Check the LSFS output and it shows the new file system is not mounted. Run the mount command. This will mount the file system directory. Let's validate with df command. Sorry, H is for Linux. So let's use df-g. So that will list the file system output in GB. Running PCM path query device again. There is again spike in select count for I/O on the active paths. The path without asterisk are primary, preferred or active paths. The select count for active path increases, showing which paths are in use. Let's validate the LV state again. LV state should now be open. We will now access the file system that we just created from the newly provisioned disk using the cd command. Run ls-lt to list the content of the directory. Currently there is no file and the directory is empty, thus it should show no content. We can simply create a file using touch, cat, vi or echo commands in AIX. Let's also validate the path status using command lspath-l hdisk1. This confirms all paths are enabled and available. Now let's go back to the FlashSystem GUI and review the connectivity. Navigate to the settings, network, fiber channel connectivity, filter by host from the drop-down menu and select the AIX host from the list. Click show results. Local WWPN refers to the WWPN of the IBM FlashSystem node canister, and the remote WWPN is the WWPN of the host device. Observe how each host WWPN is zoned with both the node canisters of IBM FlashSystem. The first and the fourth row shows WWPN ending with 301. That is zoned with both node 1 and node 2 of the IBM FlashSystem, providing 2 paths. The second and the third row shows WWPN ending with 303. This is zoned with both node 1 and node 2, adding 2 more paths and thus providing total 4 paths to each volume for the host. This confirms successful zoning and path redundancy. This brings us to the end of the session. Thank you for watching this session on IBM FlashSystem. I hope this explanation was useful to you and it adds value to your learning journey. In case if you want me to cover any specific topic in upcoming videos, you can leave your thoughts below in the comment section. Also, don't forget to share, like and subscribe the channel. Your support helps me reach more learners and it motivates me to keep creating detailed technical content for you. Stay tuned for the next video where we will explore more about the IBM storage. Till then, keep learning, keep growing. Take care.